In my 20 years of working as a fashion teacher, as a teacher of fashion design, it's been incredibly dull. It's been dull. Nobody's coming up with anything interesting, so I'm looking at this class today and I'm wondering, are you going to increase or decrease my will to live this year? Are you going to make things work for me? Are you going to finally validate why I came into this profession, why I came to teach fashion? I'm not getting anything out of teaching, and I hope you're going to change that about my experience this year. I am in no position to guarantee you a job or satisfaction from this career. It's flipped over now. You've come here in the sort of dying embers of the study of fashion, and I'm wondering, can you revive this? Can you bring this fire back to life? So you tell me, is fashion worth studying? I'm not going to convince you, you convince me. I've seen all these things, I've seen fashions repeat themselves, but nothing radical in the last 20 years or so. It's a regurgitation, and sure, you know, all art needs to borrow from the past. All art cannot just come out of thin air. But I mean, fundamentally, fashion has not changed in any radical way. Fundamentally, the purpose of fashion has not changed. And it's when the purpose of fashion, why it's in the world, changes, that's when something exciting and sort of decade-defining happens. And it hasn't happened. So I'm waiting on you, I'm waiting on this class right now to trigger something like that. What is fashion supposed to communicate today? What is it supposed to enable? What function is it supposed to serve that it hasn't served before? We can't take fashion and the way it served people in Marie Antoinette's time and apply it to people living in this time. Clothing must have a different purpose. A lot of things are lagging. A lot of things are lagging behind people's actual experiences, and mostly it's the solid things like architecture. Architecture needs to be critiqued and brought into the modern world. Right now it's not catering to the sorts of people that live and walk the earth today. No, they're catering, you know, to the people, Victorians. And those solid big things are hard to change, but fashion, we are being criticised for being fast, for having quick turnovers, for having trends that flash by in an instant, but we don't have radical ideas following those new trends. It's become a regurgitation, it's not become a place of innovation. It's not one of the headlining art forms today, no. And so what even compelled you to join this course? I imagine you were inspired by a completely different time, maybe 2 generations ago. Back then fashion was interesting and you're just simply hoping it's going to be interesting today, but it's not. I'm afraid to say my whole working life teaching fashion has been dull, been absolutely dull. What is it? Is it individuals? Is it the times? I don't know what it is, but somebody needs to inject this course with some spirit. God damn, we're all depressed here. We're all depressed, all the faculty is depressed, all the students are depressed, even the admin staff are depressed because of what they're seeing walking out of these doors. We need more people, we need more, and it actually can't start with aesthetics, it needs to start somewhere else. It needs to start with something more vital. I need one of you to place your finger on the pulse of society and tell me, what do you hear? What is the beat, the heartbeat of society? And I need you to design for that, the zeitgeist. I need you to feel the spirit of the times and translate that into fashion. Not only that, I want you to be ahead. I need you to predict and to think creatively outside of the box as to what we can become here. It's not about designing things that fit the body. things that fit society. It's not about fitting. It's about reimagining what shapes we can take on. You're creating the outline of a body. You're creating in your designs the outline, the shape of a person. How would you shape people differently if you could? And then realise that you can. That's what I need you to get going through your brain right now. I need you, those gears in week 1 to start turning. Being in fashion is, by definition, being out of fashion. Giorgio Agamben. We need to read this stuff really, and we need to go a bit further than we have gone before.